I was requested to go and take my guitar, which was really terrible. I had to stand up in court with my guitar. So all these people grilling me and talk about how you write a song, which is really difficult because every song is slightly different anyway. But it did cause a bit of a problem because especially like in America, the disc jockeys are all on top of it now, pulling every song apart. It's like Spot the Tune, you know, because so many songs are like so many other songs.
While the Beatles transformed pop, contrary to popular opinion, they didn't invent it. In fact, throughout their careers, they were magpies, gathering shining inspirations here, there, and of course everywhere. Unsurprisingly, their sense of adventure, not to mention the sheer volume of material expected of them, meant they acted as musical conduits for their time before transmitting their influences back to the world in Beatle form. As George Martin said of George Harrison, an awful lot of George's songs do sound like something else. And in 1985, Paul McCartney joked to Musician magazine, "We were the biggest sneakers in town, Plagiarists extraordinaire." Let's look at some of their influences that found their way into some of their best-known work. In 1973, following the Beatles' breakup, Big Seven Music Corporation, copyright holder of Chuck Berry's 1956 song You Can't Catch Me, sued McCartney Music, Northern Songs, and Apple Records, claiming that John Lennon's Come Together, 1969, had infringed the copyright of Berry's song. Lennon had used words similar to one line from Berry's song, "Here come a flat top, he was moving up with me." The case was dropped when Lennon agreed to record 3 songs belonging to Big Seven Music. John had been recording an album of rock and roll oldies. He made the mistake of giving Big Seven a rough demo tape of his album in progress. Morris Levy, president of Big Seven, subsequently commercially released the album without any authorization from Lennon whatsoever, under the title Roots. After much legal wrangling, the unauthorized album was withdrawn and Lennon was paid a cash settlement. John Lennon borrowed the melody of song Stew Ball for his Happy Xmas song. The Ballad of Stew Ball is said to appear in print as early as 1822 and was sung by slaves who over time changed the music and lyrics. The only reason John Lennon was not sued for plagiarism for this song's similarity to Happy Christmas is that Stew Ball was in the public domain. The copyright had expired. Play Caddy's Waltz from the Dave Brubeck Quartet's Time Out album and take note 1 minute in. It sounds like a modern jazz group improvising on All My Loving, yet dates from 1959. The album sold strongly and contains Brubeck's hit Take 5, so it's reasonable to assume McCartney heard it. So that could be the While I'm Away, I'll Write Home Every Day section sorted. Something akin to that part of the melody, and a little more beside, can be heard in an instrumental by Mantovani's orchestrator Ronald Binge, When You Are Young, dating from early 1963 and probably used in an incidental music on a TV production. Sometimes a single element from another song would be the only thing the Beatles lifted. For explaining the lyric, "I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man," on Run For Your Life, was taken from Elvis Presley's Baby Let's Play House. When I saw her standing there, which kicked off the Fab Four's debut album, the swipe was the bass line from Chuck Berry's I'm Talking About You, released only a couple of years earlier. McCartney said soon after, "I played exactly the same notes as he did, and it fit our number perfectly. Even now when I tell people about it, I find few of them believe me. Therefore, I maintain that a bass riff doesn't have to be original." This 1954 single by California bluesman P.B. Crichton featured some high-quality electric blues, but it's the introduction that will sound screamingly familiar to you. If you ever heard Revolution, it's a homage if you're feeling generous, a blatant swipe if you're not. Like Bo Diddley, Suzy Q, and What I Say, Bobbie Parker's Watch Your Step is one of the great riffs of rock. Issued in the UK on London American in 1961, It is not as well known as those riffs, or is it? It has similarities to the motif running through I Feel Fine. Parker came to Liverpool with a blues package in 2004, and far from being happy that the Beatles had maybe made his riff famous, he was furious, claiming he had never had the means to challenge them in court. In early 1970s, George Harrison was sued by Bright Tunes Music Corporation, owner of the song He's So Fine, recorded by the Chiffons in 1963. Bright Tunes claimed that Harrison had infringed the copyright of He's So Fine with his song My Sweet Lord. The court found Harrison liable for copyright infringement. The judge made statement that in musical terms, the two songs are virtually identical. The funny thing about the case is that Judge Harrison has admitted many times that he did copy a particular song in My Sweet Lord. That song was not He's So Fine, but Oh Happy Day by the Edwin Hawkins Singers. That song was a big hit at the time, and Harrison intentionally wrote a similar song, but using Hallelujah and Hare Krishna in the lyrics. Listen to Oh Happy Day and My Sweet Lord side by side, and you'll definitely hear the similarities, although none that rise to the level of copyright infringement.
Hello.
That was Ringo, folks.
Well, what can I say?
And goodbye
You
from
know.
all of us.
Well, this is Ringo. Everyone seems to have said everything here, so I'll just sign off by saying cheerio and best of luck from the Beatles.